ProDrive is a company that you may not have heard of, but you will.
ProDrive in my practice means an air-driven handpiece is just that much stronger.
Control and precision are absolutely one of the great benefits of ProDrive.
I believe it's going to make my practice much more efficient and give my patients much better and higher quality care.
Dr. Wagner, can you recount your first experience with using ProDrive?
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm good.
First time I used ProDrive, I noticed a significant difference for myself in the way and the efficiency and the speed in cutting. I also noticed that it was a much smoother cut. I had much more control over the handpiece.
The first time I took the ProDrive turbine and put burr to tooth, I was amazed at how much better the performance was with the ProDrive handpiece than it was with the stock. It was completely different, and hands down, ProDrive was much, much better.
I was invited to a meeting here in New York for certain select individuals, and when I feasted my eyes on this great technology, I knew that this was one of the 7 wonders of the dental technologic world. ProDrive has a unique design which they've developed a burr shaft which is triangular in shape, whereas the traditional burr and shaft has a circular design. So what happens is the triangular shape locks in much more definitively and does not whip or spin around in the chuck like the traditional round shafts do.
I tried ProDrive because a friend of mine recommended it to me, and I trust him, so I figured it was worth the time. The first time I tried ProDrive in my office, I was amazed at how well it cut teeth. The benefits of ProDrive are higher torque for an air-driven handpiece, the ability to extend the burrs out so you don't need those long burrs anymore, and they're held tight in the chuck so no more burr slipping.
Your hand does not fatigue as much using the ProDrive versus an electric, which is much heavier.
Very fast cutting through amalgam, through really almost any dental situation. I do a lot of laminates, crown and bridge work, a lot of zirconia, a lot of CAD-CAM. You need precision cutting at the gingival margin, and the ProDrive delivers in spades in that regard.
In the clinical test I'd set up, and I really wanted to see how it performed. I compared apples to apples and did half the lingual reduction with the stock handpiece, half the lingual reduction with ProDrive. Same with the occlusal reduction, half with the stock handpiece, half with ProDrive. You will have better finishing of margins and less burr chatter because the triangle on triangle chuck and shank cut more efficiently, but they also spin more concentrically. The interesting thing about the whole system is that in a round on round world, you would simply slide this in any way that it would go, but in a ProDrive world is so outstanding that you can actually pull on it. And in a round on round world, you'll get that drill bit out, but you can't do it with the ProDrive.
Patient comfort. Why is it increased patient comfort? 1, the procedure's quicker. 2, because there's less whipping of the burr, you're getting less heat generated and a much more accurate cut.
It's really important, I think, from the patient's standpoint to shorten the amount of time that they actually have to have a handpiece put on the tooth. You know, when I was probably 2 weeks into doing my clinical testing, I was so convinced at that point, and I started out as a skeptic, that I went ahead and upgraded all 10 of my handpieces to the system, and I can't imagine practicing without it.
I've always been interested in technology, and I've always been interested in providing the best quality care for my patients. And in order to do that, I feel you have to have the latest and best technology.
I lecture in many different meetings on subjects ranging from cosmetic dentistry to implants. When I bring up my use of ProDrive at these lectures, everybody's mouth is wide open, and the comments I get is, why didn't somebody think of this sooner? With the increased efficiency and the ease of cutting that I have experienced with ProDrive, I see more patients, do better dentistry. It's made me a better dentist. so I can see my dental practice moving to the next level.
I think ProDrive is hands down the best air-driven rotor system on the market, and that anybody that spends time with the device will become a disciple immediately. It's just that efficient and it's just that profound.